The Federal Reserve, the FDIC, and the OCC gave the banks the green light to go all in on crypto today. I'll break it all down for you. Let's get into it. Hey folks, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, Bitcoin has cooled down a bit after an incredible pump that started last night, and it touched $123,000. And right now, at the time of recording, it's trading just above $120,000. Now, as I always tell you guys, expect volatility and nothing moves up in a straight line. You can't have a continual straight line move up. There will be pullbacks, there will be consolidations, there will be price retests. These are all things that we have to expect. But from the larger trend or the macro, we are in a bull market. We are heading to higher highs and the market follows Bitcoin. So we want Bitcoin to go as high as possible. But something we do need to pay attention to is that Bitcoin on the daily chart is overbought. It's in that overbought zone. Its RSI is over 70. So something to keep in mind. So there could be a bit of a cool down and then a continual move. Or what we've seen is sometimes with these very strong moves, Bitcoin just keeps going up and it becomes super overheated where the RSI enters a sort of green zone. But there have been times where it doesn't enter that green zone and still pulls back. So we just got to wait and see. But nevertheless, we know the direction we're heading in. So patience is the key. And your altcoins will also follow because the rotational liquidity will take place. Now, one of the things I've been sharing with you guys is, what is this move? Is it the move to the final blow off top? Well, I thought it potentially could have been, but now that we're getting more confirmation from global liquidity that that's extending out to November. In addition, Congress is going to pass the market structure bill in September, and that most likely will bleed into October because Congress moves slow, and these things are aligning to where we could see the blow off top then. So I think this move here for Bitcoin takes us to another local top. We pull back late August and into September, and then we start moving again late September where the narrative picks up steam again. So if you use the Elliott wave model here for Bitcoin's chart, the next major target is around or between 127,000 and 132,000, at which point I have some sell targets there. And I also have sell targets for my altcoins, but they have to hit their respective price points. But Bitcoin usually hits its highs first, then the altcoins, right? Once again, the rotational liquidity. So that's what I'm looking at. Even though Bitcoin's cooling down here, it's going to consolidate and then it's going to rocket again, folks. We have more to go here. But remember, folks, this is the final phase, the macro final phase here, where blow off top, I think, takes place in the next 4 to 5 months. So just make sure if you are taking profits, you have a plan. And if we look at the market, still looking great. Ethereum still over $3,000, XRP $2.95, BNB $691, Solana $162. So again, we're going to consolidate, build support levels, and then blast off again. Look at this. Mainstream media is starting to pick up coverage about Bitcoin and crypto. Of course, right? You see the cyclical pattern here, right? CNBC reported that Bitcoin is in a strong position to surge even higher. They're setting the narrative out there for the dumb money crowd to come in. I didn't make up the term. This is just the term that exists in the markets before crypto, right? So you don't want to be dumb money. You want to make sure you are well researched and educated about what the asset class is doing, what part of the cycle we're in. And of course, you want to buy as low as possible. And that when there's blood, fear, and depression, right? As the saying, buy the blood on the streets. And I hope many of you did that if you've been following this podcast for years. So we are looking to exit the market when people are becoming euphoric and excited. I know it may seem weird, but this is how smart money operates. They take the contrarian view to markets because when everybody's bullish, that is the time to get bearish in the sense that distribution, exit the market. When everybody's fearful, that's the time to be greedy. And these are investment principles that go beyond crypto. Just read Warren Buffett and listen to what he has said about markets, and you can learn a lot there. Look at this, signs of the bull market. Coinbase hits $100 billion market cap for the first time as Bitcoin notches fresh all-time high. So talking about Coinbase's stock, because Coinbase is a publicly traded company. So Coinbase's stock has been performing really well. And again, signs of the bull market, right? Rest in peace to the people who were fudding. We were in a bear market and the top was in. If you guys remember them, they were in the comment section, right? Trying to come after me and all kinds of stuff, but they were just sharing sentiment. They don't understand the market cycles. They don't understand the data I've been sharing with you guys nonstop. And this is where we got to check our emotions at the door and use the data. Now look at this. Today, Bloomberg, they reported that BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF is now the company's most profitable ETF. Think about that, folks. They just launched this thing a year ago. It is breaking all the records. It has become the fastest growing ETF ever. And we're talking ETFs that were launched since the 90s for gold and for stocks and much more. And Bitcoin's ETF is blowing the records out of the water, and BlackRock's most profitable ETF. That is incredible, folks. What a time to be alive. This paradigm shift is incredible. And look at this. Speaking of ETF, remember Vanguard? Remember they refused to integrate Bitcoin and crypto? But look at this. This is so stupid on their part. They are really missing out on money. Matthew Siegel from Fdic highlighted this article from Bloomberg where Vanguard executives say Bitcoin is not appropriate for long-term investors and is an immature asset class with no inherent economic value. Go ahead, guys. BlackRock, Fidelity, and all the big players are going to take your lunch. The fact that corporations are adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet, the United States has set up a Bitcoin reserve, countries are buying Bitcoin, and these guys are saying stuff like this. Of course, it's young, but it's on the path of maturation, and that's why if you get in early, you have incredible upside. Same thing can be said for stocks, for companies, even gold and silver at certain points, right? But this is just straight up hating. But what's fascinating, Vanguard, I guess their clients looking for ways to be able to get access to Bitcoin, they've been buying MicroStrategy or strategy stock, MSTR. And that is insane. So it shows there's demand. So that people are like, okay, we can get Bitcoin through an ETF directly. Okay, let's go through MicroStrategy. Matthew says indexing into 9 billion of what you openly mock isn't strategy. It's institutional dementia. I don't know who the hell is running things at Vanguard, but they have missed the mark completely missed the mark. And it's not like they have to launch their own ETF and stuff like that. They could just offer the other ETFs that are out there, but they're very strange, man. I don't know what's going on, but hey, look, this is the right direction they want to go in. They will have their blockbuster moment. The rest of Wall Street will steal their lunch. Now, folks, quick word from our sponsor, and that is Propy. Propy is leading the charge with putting real estate on chain. Folks, I'm very bullish on this project. I hold the Pro token. I've been a holder since 2018 because I saw them as a leader in putting real estate on chain. Back then, I didn't see anyone else competing in the space. So I said, I think I can be an early adopter here. Let me take a bet. And we know real estate's going to be tokenized, right? We know they're going to put everything on the blockchain. So Propy is ahead of the curve there. And you can buy and sell real estate on Propy using crypto. So if you want to sell your house for XRP or buy a house in XRP or Bitcoin or whatever, you can do it through them. So they've been around since 2017. They've facilitated over $4 billion in transactions. They've tokenized properties. They've done NFTs for properties. And they've put deeds on chain as well. And they use Coinbase for their crypto escrow service. So when you're buying and selling. So Propy doing some amazing things. Like I said, I'm a Pro token holder. I'm very bullish on this project. And they're partnered with many of the real estate associations nationwide as well as on the state level. So check them out, guys. They're doing a lot of great stuff. And like I said, real estate's going on chain. So Propy's there leading the charge. So if you'd like to learn more, visit the link in the description. Now, folks, the big news of the day. The Federal Reserve, the FDIC, and the OCC issue joint statement on risk management considerations for crypto asset safekeeping. You know who this is for? Not retail, the banks. And look at when it's happening. The week of when stablecoin legislation is about to get passed in the House and it will go to President Trump to become law. See the timing? They're making sure their banking buddies are all set up to be able to handle stablecoins and crypto assets. And many of the banks, like Bank of America, have said they're going to issue their own stablecoin. So you see what's coming. You see the direction the puck is heading in here. It's very bullish. So this statement was released at 1:30 p.m. today. And it's incredible. The three major agencies, obviously the biggest one being the Federal Reserve, but the FDIC, the insurance aspect, and the OCC, the comptroller of the currency, weighing in as well. And they put out a full document. You can go read it, of course. And the title literally is Crypto Asset Safekeeping by Banking Organizations. What a statement. What a title. And I say that as someone who got into market in 2016 and couldn't even imagine this happening. The Fed would be issuing something like this. I mean, this is just incredible. So I'm not going to read through the whole thing. It's all, the typical jargon and, hey, banks, be careful. You can custody. First, you get it. You have the green light. You can do it. But here are the guardrails, essentially what this is. So for the banks to do what they need to do, they need this type of guidance, right? So understand how significant this is and what's coming. And the banks are going to put a lot of money into crypto. They're going to launch their own crypto trading products, their own stable coins, and we're going to see a lot more capital come in, folks. And I've often stated, the reason why Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler were fighting over the past 4 years is because they were being lobbied by the banks who are now getting the green light, but they couldn't touch it before. And they lobbied Elizabeth Warren and her cronies to go attack the crypto industries, to try to stop the exchanges and many of the companies out there, because those companies were taking money out of the bank's pockets, right? You can put your money in staking services and earn a higher yield versus the bullshit the banks offer you. You can go invest in assets that give you a better return than the bullshit products that many of these banks have, right? Not that some of them don't give you returns, but nothing moves like crypto. So that was the whole thing. Jamie Dimon, the head of the snake, lobbying Elizabeth Warren. We saw Elizabeth Warren show her cards. I think it was early last year where she held that hearing, and her and Jamie Dimon teamed up against crypto. And you right away, it showed you what was going. It was confirmation of what was happening and why this little old grandma, despite all the issues this country has, is so focused on crypto. It's because she's getting paid, right? That's the game, folks. But crypto has won. There's no stopping this train. The genie's out the bottle. There's no putting it back in. And that's why now the banks are getting ready to launch their own stablecoin and get involved with Bitcoin, crypto, and much more. It's incredible what's happening. Now, moving ahead, today the CME, the massive giant, which handles a lot of futures, and one of the things I've been telling you guys is that XRP and Solana getting futures on here is critical for the SEC to approve the spot ETF. Well, they tweeted out the following today. They said, major milestone, XRP and micro XRP futures crossed $235 million notional traded on July 11th, bringing total notional traded since launch over $1.6 billion. The record underscores the rapidly growing demand in our new XRP futures suite. This is from the CME. Imagine what's going to happen when the spot ETF gets approved. I tell you, a lot of the XRP haters, they're going to be so mad. Many of them are going to cry. Watch out for the FUD. It's going to come, right? And look, many of you know I'm diversified. I'm a big time Bitcoin holder. I have XRP. I have Solana, ETH. So I'm making money off of these different coins. But the fact that people are hating on XRP is just childish and tribal, right? And the market is clearly, institutional investors clearly don't care about that nonsense. It's just typically low IQ retail who act this way. So, but the big players, they don't care. They're trading the markets. They're looking to make money off of it. So incredible. And I think a sign of what's to come for the spot ETF. Now, we got some news around Ondo Finance. I do hold this token in my portfolio, and Ondo, they've been getting a lot of adoption. So they said, we are excited to announce that Ondo Finance has acquired Strangelove Labs. This is interesting. To accelerate our full stack RWA platform development. This acquisition significantly expands Ondo's engineering and product capabilities to develop infrastructure for bringing RWAs on chain at scale. Strangelove brings a track record of developing production-grade infrastructure across multiple blockchain ecosystems. Its team has contributed to foundational technology spanning from interoperability protocols and SDK frameworks to custom chain deployments. As part of the acquisition, Jack Zampolin, former CEO of Strangelove, will join Ondo Finance as the vice president of product. With this acquisition, Ondo strengthens its position as the only full-stack tokenized asset platform with omni-chain asset issuance, protocol design, and blockchain development capabilities. Incredible stuff, guys. This is a project you want to pay attention to. Obviously, not financial advice. I'm not telling you go to invest in it, but I'm saying pay attention to it, go research it, go learn about it. They're doing some big things. All right, we got some interesting news here. OKX Exchange joins Paxos USDG network as stablecoin push intensifies. Launched in November 2024, the USDG stablecoin has a total circulating supply of around $356 million. So this is the massive conglomerate stablecoin where Paxos is the issuer, but you got Robinhood and a whole bunch of people part of this consortium. So it's the Global Dollar Network. That's the name of the stablecoin, and its ticker symbol is USDG. So this is pretty incredible. OKX is a massive exchange in the Asian markets. They have 60 million global users, and they will be able to get access to the stablecoin. So you see the stablecoin market is heating up here. Stablecoin wars, right? It's going to be a lot of competition. There won't be one stablecoin to you rule them all. And I think Tether is going to lose some market share, even though it's still king of the hill. And you're going to have different stablecoins maybe being used primarily in certain parts of the world. But this one has a lot of potential because of who's part of that consortium. Like I said, Robinhood, I think Galaxy Digital, and also Kraken, Anchorage Digital, Standard Charter, DBS. I mean, wow, right? So watch out for this stablecoin. Big players behind it, big names, and they already have the huge client bases, and they can easily push it into their system. So, guys, things are heating up. It's incredible what's happening. I hope you're bullish and you're excited for what's to come. And as I've been saying, if you're planning to take profits, make sure you got a plan, know what price points you're taking profits at, and know what you're doing with that money, right? Because maybe you make some incredible returns here and you can have what's called sudden wealth syndrome. Go look it up. This is something that happens to people who play the lottery and who win the lottery, I should say. They get caught up in the euphoria of the money and they end up going bankrupt eventually because they don't put a plan in place, right? You want to make sure that you put some in savings, pay off debt if you have debt, spend some obviously, right? But just be smart and make sure you allocate for taxes. Because I'll tell you, the one thing you don't want is the IRS hunting you over money, and then you spent that money. And if you're making life-changing money, my goodness, that could set you back. It's like you made all this money, but then you take 5 steps back, right? And you're in debt to the tax man. So guys, write it all down is what I'm trying to say. Know what you're doing. It's clear as day. Maybe you talk to your financial advisor, your accountant, all these people. Just know what the hell you're doing, right? That's very, very important. Folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Please support the podcast by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free. Link will be in the description. Check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. And my course at mycryptocourse.com. Folks, knowledge is power. This is a comprehensive course that teaches you every aspect of crypto. And it includes a unique aspect. No other course offers this. It features expert commentary from founders, CEOs, and institutional investors. The people I've interviewed, I asked them to answer specific questions that have not been aired on the podcast. And that's what's in that course. So you're going to hear from, for example, Carlos Domingo, co-founder and CEO of Securitize, the company that helped BlackRock to launch their tokenized fund, tell you about tokenization and explain it to you. So you can go check out the full curriculum and all the stuff that's involved there, guys. It covers every aspect of crypto. So check it out. Link will be in the description. Folks, thank you so much for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.